In these times, we are all facing hard challenges in our life, and it's even harder to stick to our habits. All our New Year's resolution is dissolving, and we don't know what to do anymore. What do we even want? Because you're either like me, having too much work to do and less time for ourselves, or you don't have anything to do and are so tired of boredom. Procrastination or too many things to do both lead to us not doing what we need to be doing, working on our dreams, or just simply having a balanced life. But there is hope, and that's what I want to share in this video, my pure goal strategies for hacking this whole mess and keeping us focused and disciplined on our mission. I'm Annelise, and this channel is all about growing to become our best selves and do what we really want and came here to do. And in order to achieve this, we need a system of habits to help us be more organized and focused. And I know this period is tough for me, things have gone crazy too. And I feel that I've been slowly procrastinating some of my habits, mostly because I don't have that much time anymore, or because I'm tired of all of this and my discipline muscle is weakened. I can't say that I am fully procrastinating because I do a lot, but I am more disorganized and my priorities have changed. And I want to change this. So that's why I put in place my strategies for getting back in track with everything. These hacks I've been doing before the pandemic, and I know that they work very well. We just need to be reminded of them to make them routine. So let's get into it. First, we need to do a list with everything we want to do in this period. From big ones to smaller wishes, like cooking a dessert we haven't done in so long. Try not to make it too big so it's overwhelming and not achievable. The idea is to make small steps and achievements in order to build that self-discipline muscle, because it is a muscle. Once you do more, you get used to doing shit and it's easier to keep up. So after we did all this list, we need to organize it by weekdays. My advice here is to make this list for every single week, because I am very sure there will be tasks left undone. So you will need to drag them from one week to the other. And the cool thing about this hack is that you can see which activities you really want to do and which are not necessary and can be given up upon. Okay, so in order to organize them for each day of the week, first we need to prioritize. There will be some things that will be a priority to do, like going shopping, cooking, cleaning, working. Usually for these tasks, you will know when they will need to be done, so it's easier to put them on a calendar. But if they don't have a specific date or deadline, then now is the time to choose when to do them. This is a dynamic process and more like a puzzle game. After you found the perfect combination, then you're good to go to plan the other stuff you want to do, which are the second type of priorities. Things which are necessary for survival and for your other needs. So now in the spare time, besides the top priorities, you can choose and arrange when to do these activities as well. Also, another tip here is to not make the list too big for each day, because you will either end up messing up your plan or delaying some activities for the next week. After we put them on a weekly calendar, it's time to do a to-do list for each day. It's preferably to do them the night before, or like me, I prefer in the morning, because that's the time when I know it's a must to do it and I can't start my day without a list. Find your time when it's best to do it for each day and not in batching, because things are dynamic and most probably they will change a lot, so it will be a waste of time in the end. And now, after we did this, I am pretty sure that you'll feel less stressed, because things are much clearer in your mind. And with this planning, you can tell if you want to do too much, or if you are focusing on your priorities on or other things, or if you have time for your dreams and hobbies too. And you can also tell if there are activities which are not that important and can be dismissed, because this whole pandemic is dissolving what is superficial and helping us see what is truthful to us. I talked about more in detail in this video, which you need to check it out after this one. Till now, we talked about planning and organizing the main activities, but what about the smaller everyday habits you want to keep? Like doing your bed in the morning, washing the dishes, cleaning your desk, drinking water, or just simply taking a bit of sun on your skin. You cannot plan every single habit on the weekly calendar, because that will be just overkill and will make you not do anything anymore. But don't worry, because I have this figured out too. If you know approximately when is the time to do those, just simply put a reminder on your phone. It's that simple. And when the phone rings, just go and do it. at that moment without excuses, because then you will not do it later. Trust me. And another thing that you can do is to make a separate checklist with all these everyday little stuff and run through that checklist every single day to see if you have done them. And in order to make this more fun, you can view this as a game and put small rewards after doing each task. That can be like a biscuit, a fruit, a scroll on Instagram for 3 minutes, or a bonus time for a hobby which you can do in the weekend. Find something that you like and make it a reward. It will make this addictive as hell, and you'll also do your stuff and also feel good about it. Now that we figured out how to do shit, let's also talk about how to eliminate excuses and distractions, because they're as important as well. First, in order to make sure that you do an activity, it's best to plan it in the most beneficial time of the day for you to do that activity. It's when you will know 100% that you can do that thing without any distractions. For example, for me, I figured out that working out is best to do 1 hour and a half or 2 hours after I ate a main meal. Why? Because that's when I know I have most energy for it. Then, for getting a bit of fresh air and sun on my skin, I do it after my lunch, because that's when the sun is up in my balcony. And I also had a break for lunch, so it's okay if I take another 15 minutes more. Or even better, sometimes I mix them and I eat my lunch directly on the balcony, which is even cooler. This is the idea with all of this, to hack our mind to do something when we will know for sure that there will be no excuses to not do it. Related to hacking and eliminating excuses is also important how you start your day. If you started with procrastination, guess what? You will make more excuses and procrastinate even more later in the day, and everything will go back to your bad habits, which we don't want. However, if we start the day with 1 or 2 small habits that we really want to do, then we will be less likely to procrastinate that day, because we've already made a small step into the flow of getting shit done. So in order to do this, when you do your daily to-do list, just put first these small habits of your choice. That will be very motivating for you to do the other ones as well, and make sure you do them in the morning. For me, it motivates me when I do the bed in the morning, take a shower and change from my pajamas, when I make a tea and take care of myself, because a lot of these habits are about taking care of myself. The work part is always there, because when it comes to me, that's where I delay or procrastinate, and it is not okay. I know I have a lot to do, but I'm important as well. And when I do small things like this, I feel like I have time for myself and don't have to run all the time. And besides these strategies, don't forget about essentialism. I made an entire video about this topic, but the main idea is to always ask yourself if that thing is essential for that moment. Also, when you plan, always keep in mind to choose activities which are essential to you, and leave for other times, or even better, cancel the ones which are not essential, which will help you to not overload your to-do list, like I said earlier. If you constantly ask yourself if that thing is essential, you will be able to tell much faster if you are procrastinating. Or the opposite, if you need to drop that activity for a smaller thing that is more essential for that moment, like simply going to make a tea or just eating a fruit. Before I get into my next tip, I want to say that these strategies have an immediate result that you can see from tomorrow. And some results can be seen over a couple of weeks or even months of doing it. But if you stick to them, they will stick to you too. And you will feel more organized, have more mental clarity, and also be able to do your shit. Tell me in the comments if you're gonna implement some of them, which will be your first good result out of it. I'm really curious. Or if you've already done some of them, how did it work so far? Another tip I have, which is more blunt but so helpful, is sometimes to force yourself to do something even if you don't want to, but you know is good for you. It is not nice, I know, but you will feel so much better after you've done it. It's just like exercise. Before doing it, you don't want to because you know it will be uncomfortable, but after you've done it, you feel just so much better. Well, this can be applied to so many things and it works. First of all, you feel so good because you cross it off the list and it feels like a reward, or simply you can feel good because it was necessary. And that can also happen, you remember you had to do something which you didn't put on the list or you forgot to do it. Well, in that case, list instead of procrastinating it further, because I know your mind is like, it doesn't matter anymore, I missed the chance, I will try again tomorrow. Well, no honey, if you remember about it, it's best to do it in that moment, trust me. Or if you really can't, note it down in your to-do list and put a symbol or underline it so you don't forget about it again. Yes, I know that it takes time and a bit of effort, but it will be so rewarding in the end. Here are my productivity tips that I've gathered along my journey in this playlist, and I'm very sure that you'll be interested in this too. Thank you so much for staying till the end, and if you want to see results much faster, well, subscribe. And now get back to work.